Hi everybody, I'm back with another vlog coming right at you. Today I want to talk about a good day. Right now I'm having a fantastic day, and it's actually the second great day that I've had in a row. Now, unfortunately for me, great days don't come free right now, and they come with an awful lot of work that I do. I've talked about some tip skills and things like that. On a good day, I don't need to use those. However, I do need to use something called mindfulness. Now, mindfulness is a way of focusing your mind to really concentrate on the present, because for somebody like me, the present is the safest place. You have your emotional mind on the one side, you have your logical mind on the other side, in the middle you have your wise mind. Okay, now emotional mind for someone like me is where my depression primarily resides. Emotional mind is when you start thinking about all the things in the past that happened to you that shouldn't have happened, things that you did that you shouldn't have done, things that you feel guilty about, things that you missed out on. I had a friend this week that I spoke to that really didn't understand depression, and he's making a great effort. But if I can give him one little piece of information with depression, I don't really have control over what my mind is going to go to. Now, I can focus and try and focus my mind on the here and now. But if I get caught up in the past and thinking about the emotional stuff, my mind immediately goes to negative things. It just does. Now, your logical mind tends to think ahead of you a few steps. It tries to get you ready for what's coming up next in your life and things like that. And so basically what we've got here is we've got the emotional mind pulling you backwards. We've got the logical mind pulling you forwards. Emotion is where your depression lives. It's where all those bad things happen to you. It's, just not a place you want to hang around and think an awful lot about when you're like me, because, again, your brain chemistry is going to take you to those negative places. And going forward, well, that's where my anxiety lives. I'm not going to be able to do what I need to do in the future. I'm not going to be able to keep up with the pace of my life. And right in the middle is what's called well mind. And what well mind is when you're focusing on the present. If you play an instrument, actually, a great example of well mind is when you're just jamming away and the only thing you're thinking of is the music that you're playing, the notes that you're playing, the notes you're playing currently. That it's called a flow state, where you're just completely immersed in what you're doing, and your higher functions, they kind of go away and they leave you alone. What I try to do is I try to focus my mind in the present at all times. And there's an awful lot of tricks. And again, this is called mindfulness. There's an awful lot of tricks and techniques that you can use to focus. And, I'm going to share a couple of them with you, but I'm going to do a larger vlog coming up in the future where I actually do talk about mindfulness tricks in general. But, a mindfulness trick could be looking at this tree behind me here. Now, looking at a dead tree in the middle of January, you might not think that there's much there to gawk at or amuse yourself with. However, I find that looking at the contrast between the different branches and the sky and the different branches and other branches can be really peaceful, and it's a way of just focusing your mind and just really concentrating on the contrasts in those branches. You can do this with anything. You can do this with a leaf. You can do this with just a landscape shot behind you that you're looking at. There's so many different things, and it's basically just stopping and taking the time to notice something beautiful. Really notice it. Really look through it. Okay? The other thing that you can do is you can focus on your breathing, and we've talked a little bit about focused breathing, where you're breathing in through your nose 4 seconds, out through your mouth. And what you're going to slowly do is you're going to start to really try and focus on exactly how that breath feels going in. Does it touch your nose? Does it make your nose a little cold? Do you feel it going down into your chest? On the way back out, is it slightly warmer than it was on the way in, right? And you're just trying to take every little bit of sensation that you're feeling at that moment, and you're trying to, one at a time, very slowly, just knock them off and notice them. And again, this is what mindfulness is. You're just trying to keep yourself in the present, trying to look at what's right in front of you, and trying to stay absolutely focused on that. There's an awful lot of other, techniques and things like that you can use, and I'm going to definitely go over them on a vlog, but I wanted to put this out today. It's what I call the Jedi, the Jedi mind trick of depression, right? keep your mind out of the past, keep your mind out of the future, keep your mind focused on the here and now. And right now, I've had a couple of days where I'll toot my own horn. I've done a fantastic job. I've been able to really tamp down my anxiety. I've been able to really tamp down my depression. And it was coming on the heels of a really bad week. So I'm very proud of myself. If anybody has any questions about mindfulness, please, 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 you can private message me or put up a post about it. And I'd love to kind of go through it with you, because mindfulness is something that's really saved me over the last little while. I'm going to talk about it a lot in the future, but if there's anything specific you want to know about, please send me a message about it and let's talk. Thanks a lot. We'll talk soon.